Hi, my name is Rebecca Helm, and I'm an assistant professor at the Earth Commons Institute at Georgetown University. So our research goals for this project are to begin putting ocean surface life on the map. So when you look at a map of the world, you often see the green of forests and the brown of deserts and then just blue of oceans. But there's a lot of life that we can add to that map, and we're missing key regions. Most areas of the open ocean are not well traveled by scientists, and so we need more data specifically from gyre regions to better understand where this life occurs and how it interacts with the broader ocean community. So many people have heard of garbage patches, regions of the ocean surface where high concentrations of plastic collect. But we know very little about the actual ecosystem of these garbage patches. In a past community science project, we discovered that the Great Pacific Garbage Patch had a lot of life, way more than anybody expected. And one of our main questions now is, what about the remaining garbage patches? Do they also have high concentrations of life? And if they do, that will impact the way we think about garbage patches and the way we try to clean up garbage patches. In order to conduct this research, we need crew members to launch specialized nets off the side of their boats. These nets are called Neuston nets, and they're shaped like square ice cream cones. The goal is to concentrate floating life in this sort of ice cream cone funnel. And you want to make sure you do this away from the wake so that we get a true sampling of what the water surface life is actually like. From that, we then bring this net back on board. You unscrew the bottom and empty all the contents into a sieve or bucket. Take photographs, video, send those back to us, and we'll use that information to quantify or count the amount of organisms in a given area that you sampled. Take a sample every day on your crossing, and we'll then be able to put in place the map of life on your expedition. So we're looking specifically for floating life. These are really strange animals that live attached to the surface using some sort of buoyant mechanism. The most infamous is the Portuguese man-o-war. But there are also blue buttons, these amazing small jellies that can be the size of coins and float right on the ocean surface. They're by-the-wind sailors, these miraculous and almost mystical looking blue sea dragon nudibranchs that float upside down on the surface. All of these animals are living on this two-dimensional layer that's moving in the 3D space. So we're trying to better understand how these animals travel around the world, how their populations are connected, and then how they ultimately interact with the ecosystems above and below the waves. Currently, the United Nations is working to establish protocol for setting up the first high seas marine protected areas. And one of the primary candidates is a region of the ocean called the Sargasso Sea, where we know floating life collects. And we also know the Sargasso Sea, unfortunately, has become a garbage patch that we call the North Atlantic Garbage Patch. What about these other garbage patches? Are they equally important to the surrounding ocean ecosystem? And if they are, how might marine protected areas and other conservation mechanisms be used to help ensure that these regions remain as healthy as possible for our lifetime and future generations? SeaKeepers is critical to helping us address these questions because one marine scientist can't be everywhere at once. We need people who are crossing oceans to help us do our science. The world is rapidly changing, the environment is changing. We need these data now. And where you're going, those are critical areas that people like me, I would love to get to them, right? So this special opportunity to be somewhere that no one will be ever again. As the ocean changes, as it churns, you are going to be in the perfect spot to collect samples for us. And we desperately need those samples now more than ever to better understand this ecosystem and how it might change in the future.